Okay, I'm getting down to the nitty gritty with these pans, these cast iron skillets, and I've already put some of um, the white vinegar and water mixture down in the bottom, and I'm spraying the sides because I just want to hit these sides just to loosen up this doggone rust. But I don't want to necessarily have to soak it in a pan and have to put as much vinegar and water to cover the whole pan in the aluminum pan, which is a good idea. But I just want to, I'm one of those people that sometimes I get to a point where I try to cut down on using product, and I'm figuring that this is going to be the way, because the other part of the process of dealing with these cast iron skillets, as I'll show later on, that'll take care of the bulk of the problem. And it's going to be something that I'm going to be ready to do as far as scrubbing it down. And I know it's going to really get to it and make a difference. So anyway, I put a small amount of the white vinegar and water in here, and I already have spots to put these. And like I said, I'm going to even cut down on the process. I'm not going to do this for some days, because I know, like I said, this is going to be a more like a two-step process. The soak down in the bottom, and then I spray the sides because I don't want to have to fill a pan up all the way. So I'm going to pause it, because this pan right here and doing the outside, the other, it's not that much rust on the outside. So the other part of this two-step process is going to take care of any rust that's on the outside. So I'll be back with the second pan, and I'm going to go ahead and place this pan in a spot. And like I said, I'm not going to, even if I go ahead and set this down and leave and go do some other things, then just a few hours is all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do this for some days. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pause, and I'm going to bring the other pan up and get started on it. And one thing before I put this pan down, you can already see that it's processing the rust right there already. Let me see if I can find something real quick. I'll just use this spoon, this spoon real quick, just to let you see how much it's processing already, getting down in that rust. That's why I say it's not going to have to be that much time that I have to use on this, because the second part of the process is going to take care of the bulk. And I've never used this process this way before. I have used part of it, but not 2 in 1. But you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to that part. So, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side and get started on the other pan. Okay, and I'm going to show you real quick. This is my second pan. I've already sprayed it down. I can spray it down again just for the video process. I even sprayed down in the bottom, even though I'm about to put some down in there. So the other thing is, I came across this the other day. I've got plenty of vinegar. This is an actual 64 fluid ounces. I didn't know I had this. But I'm still going to go through the process of not overusing my vinegar, because it doesn't have to be necessary. Even with the pan that, the first pan has a lot more rust than this pan. But I've already mixed up another small batch of vinegar and water, and I'm going to go ahead and pour that down in the bottom. So with this process, like I said, I've got a space to put that one, and I'm going to go ahead and set it aside. I'll go ahead and pull this over here so y'all can see it. The lid isn't that bad. It just has the major spot in the middle, a good size circle. And I can go ahead and lay that on the top just for, because that cast iron can be heavy, heavy, heavy. So anyway, once again, I'll spray this again just to let you see that I've already spray this lid, and I'm gonna let it be processing too. to me, this part right here is kind of simple because I've tackled a few projects recently, which, you know, you get to it and it clears up. It doesn't take too long. Something like this, I can go in and hit it in about 20 to 30 minutes and probably have it cleared up. So no big deal. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the Dutch oven pan over to the side also. And like I said, I'm going to let it sit for a few, maybe an hour or two. That's, you know, that's not a long period of time. I've got other things that I can be doing. So I'm just letting you see that the process can be done interchangeable and still get the job done. You can do the a few day process and let it soak for some days if you don't want to get in and do the scrub a dub. But when I show you this second part of this process, you're going to understand why I don't want to. The soak process is not necessarily, you don't have to do it. And I'm choosing not to do it this time. So anyway, I'll go ahead and pause it and I'll be back with the other part of the video. So, all right. And also, I'm going to say real quick, I did the mixture with the water and the vinegar, but if you just want to put a small layer, like I said, this is a decent size amount. I just want to use as small of an amount as possible. You can put the straight vinegar down there. That'll be a good thing too. So, hey, you can kind of switch it up. You can find what works best for you. And like I said, right now, I'm just trying to figure out a way that I can use the smallest amount of vinegar, because I use vinegar for other things. And I've already saw something this morning that I need to use some vinegar for. Use the spray, vinegar in a spray. So I use it on a regular basis. So, all right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm going to throw a bonus in here real quick because it still is dealing with cast iron skillets. And this is the result of me boiling this skillet that had gotten, once again, I got a bad habit that I need to break, where I had some pieces of chicken that were cut up down in here, and I accidentally got distracted, and I had ate most of it, so it wasn't a whole lot that was down in the pan, and I still had the pan on like a real low setting on the stove. And so I scraped out as much as I could, and then put the salt and water in the pan so it can boil, and this is the result. And I'm just taking this out with some newspaper, not rinsing it down in the sink. Take out as much as possible, and it has done real good, and it didn't take a whole lot of salt. So I'm showing you while I'm in the process of cleaning this out. So hold on. So I've basically somewhat gotten addicted to doing the salt water boil in these cast iron skillets. And just like I said with the vinegar, I'm trying to use a small amount of whatever agent that I'm using as possible. And I have that on another video where I did the actual salt water boil, but it's really working out real well, where I don't have to do a lot of scrubbing, and it doesn't really take long. I let it get up to a high temp and then start boiling, and just, you know, take something to manipulate, like something that you can put down in the hot water and it not be a big deal, and just manipulate the pieces that are probably stuck at the bottom of the pan. But it has been working out very well. And as you can see, I've gotten most of it out of there, and I am using newspaper. One other thing that I can say that my grandmama brought me up on was using newspaper to do things with. And see, using newspaper, I was about to get my paper towels, but I was like, no, I need to get rid of newspaper anyway. So, see how clean that came We're just wiping it out with newspaper and not letting that go down in the sink. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. You do not want to clog up your sinks in the long run with things like this. So anyway, as you can see, I've gotten that pretty clean with just the newspaper. And this is the last part of the newspaper that I have. Hold on one second. I know what else I'm going to do. I wet the newspaper just a little bit so I can get this last little part up. And something this amount of stuff might not be a big deal to go down in the sink. But I'm starting to take better precautions of doing things like this for sure. So now let me scrub this one more time, because I know I can get that up. See how that can come on up? And I don't even have to worry about that going down the sink. So all right, I'm going to rinse this out and show you the results of just rinsing it out real good. Okay, this is just how clean it came with just running hot water in the skillet. And like I said, I didn't have that much that was going to be going down into the drain. So I'm going to, looking at the result of the salt and water boil and then rinsing it out with hot water, I'm going to put a thin layer of, well, I've been using this olive oil, but you can use any type of oil that you want to, but I'm learning that I don't cook with pork. So I wouldn't use this, but they say lard is the best. And for some reason, I'm thinking that might be true, because the skillets that were used, that I grew up on, most likely they used lard, because I know they had, hogs and pigs on the farm when my grandmama then was growing up. So I know that they had a lot of access to lard, and she talked about lard a lot. So if you still eat with pork and you can get you some lard, then that would probably be the best. And that's probably why those skillets stayed as best as they did, because you didn't have to do a whole lot of upkeep to keep the seasoned layer on the skillets. So, but I'm going to put some olive oil and I'm going to let it be. Now I've kept me a little piece of paper towel on reserve just to wipe the skillet down, and that's the result of me doing the salt and water boil and cleaning it out real good, where I had let that chicken, be on the stove too long and forgot about it being on a low setting. But yeah, so that's I'm already starting my routine, getting into a good routine of dealing with these cast iron skillets at the end of 2024. So I know 2025, God willing, I'm still here, that I'm going to be having my skillets in such great maintenance, a great maintenance routine, and keeping that seasoned layer on there and not having a tough time dealing with that. But yeah, this is a quick bonus that I'm adding in, and I'll be back later. All right, with the rest of the video, dealing with the rust on the skillets, couple of skillets. All right. Okay, I went on and let the vinegar soak a pretty good while. I just didn't rush to get to it. I just felt like I wanted to let it work a little bit. I had other things to do. So anyway, I've gotten at this Dutch oven lid real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and move to the next skillet. But I'm gonna let you all know that I'm about to show you two things emerged in one, where I was already using the salt, what I learned from another channel. And so I'm going to tap in with doing the other skillets. So I'll be back. I'm going to go ahead and rinse this off first, and then I'll come back. All right, I done the lid real good. As good as I'm going to do it right now. Now, one day I might go ahead and use a sander to sand these down, all of these different pieces. But for right now, this is going to be where I'm going to leave it as far as the lid. Oh, I forgot I put that in this. Let me turn this over real quick. And I did it on this side. But I'm going to go ahead and oil this down and let it be for right now. But I put some power to it. Manual hand power. So that's as far as it's gonna go with this one. Now I'm about to show you the skillet. Well, the Dutch oven that I got to. Now I've already started on the Dutch oven. And the thing about it is, I've learned that there's a good combination to get it all of this rust and whatnot. Now, I was told a few years ago that this is a small piece of a potato. A lady that I bought a cast iron skillet from told me to use a potato to scrub on the rust. And now I'm realizing that between the potato, and it really worked, between the potato and the salt, I'm realizing, and I just came across that recently, that's going to be the winner. The potato and the salt. And as you can see, I had already used this on the lid. And I said, why waste it? Because it still had some whiteness to it. And to the salt. And I'm realizing, yeah, since this was the first go around on the Dutch oven with the after I had already put the vinegar soak, put it through the vinegar soak and rinsed it out. And this is what the result is on the first go around. So yeah, I like the I'm probably gonna get me another potato today, because the main part of the potato I went on and used it and ate it, because I just didn't want to waste a whole potato. But I'll probably end up getting another one today. No big deal. I just wanted to try this out first. But yeah, I really like this one with the salt and the potato together. And I might try a third combination, but for right now, this will do. Okay, I let the heat hit this a little bit, oiled it down and let the heat hit it a little bit. I just want to show it to you real quick. I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to have to go over. I'm not too concerned as much about the lid, but I want to go ahead and seal it in. The other pans are, you have to alternate back and forth till you get your satisfied results. But like I said, between the potato and the salt scrub, and then soaking it in the vinegar, sometimes, I'm realizing that when you have rust like the ones that I've shown, you have to really go hard on it. So it might be just best to go ahead and soak it for a few days, which I did let it soak for some hours when I first said I was going to maybe just do it for a little while. It's good to, just like I say, put it in a actual soak of vinegar and water, and then also use a spray bottle to spray areas that you can't, when you don't soak it like that. So you can keep on pulling that layer of that rust off. But it's a learning process. But I think, like I said, between the salt and the potato, that's the best bet. Because like I said, I was already told about the potato, and I had been using it for a while, and it did come off with ease. But just like I wasn't good on sealing the cast iron on a regular basis, and I realized it doesn't just take one. See, I thought it would just take one layer of putting the oil in and putting it to the heat. But if you see that it needs several layers, then that's what I'm seeing that really works. And 3 or 4 layers is probably the least. Maybe 2. Like this lid, I might do it twice. But I'm getting kind of addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm gonna go ahead and let it be at this, because I'm probably gonna go a little bit extra on the pans than I did on the lid. So I'm gonna end it at that. It's been kind of, like I said, I'm getting addicted. It's been fun. But just to get to the point where you do the regular upkeep, and I have put a couple of videos, and just like I said on the bonus one that I did earlier in this video. Matter of fact, hold on. I'm going to show you that real quick because I did put some heat to it. That's the one that I did earlier when I had to clean, where I had the chicken that I let cook to, forgot that it was on, had the eye on. So yeah, you keep it, you keep going with just the regular upkeep, and it will pay off, because I've never ever done this much with cast iron. But I'm very satisfied, and that's why I'm getting kind of addicted to it, because it feels good when you put these layers on. And I didn't really do the back, but it still has a layer on. But I do use the skillets on a regular basis, and that's why I'm about to get these other skillets up and running, the Dutch oven, so I can put that to use, because I haven't used it in a while. But all right, it's a process. All right.